So for this class, we'll be using this data set. I have already uploaded this data set in the Blackboard. So you will find this data set in the Blackboard. And our software is SPSS. So this one, if you, after downloading and installing, if you click this on, you will find, yeah, it will open. It will take some time. So here we have this software. So to work with this data set, we need to first import this data set in the SPSS. So let's see how we can import that. You have to go to the import option. Then the format of the data set that we are using is Excel. So I have to select Excel. You can work with different format of the data set, but in our case, our data set is Excel data set. So select Excel. So then you can just drag this from here to here, then open. So and then also select these two options. So for string variable, that will remove the spaces. So also select this one, select all the five options from here, and then press OK. So now you can see this is our data set. So this data set and this is the same data set that we are using. So let's make it large. So this is the data set that we'll be working with. So here we have like overview, then data view and variable view. Let's first talk about the data view. So in the data view, we'll be seeing the data set like that, where we have the variables here. We have a student ID, then we have gender, we have age, we have a study hour, a score of the student in the test, and their major. So we have this data set here. So here we have the student ID, and those are my data set, right? So the overview will give us an overview of this data set. So this data set has 6 variables and 20 cases. You can see here we have 1 2 3 4 5 6, so 6 variables and 20 cases. So we have 20 observations, right? So 6 variables and 20 cases, and the percentage of the nominal data and scale data. So scale is the name for the for the numerical data. So for numerical data, we have two types. One is scale and another is ordinal. So we have numerical data and we also have the nominal data. So out of like 6 variable, like 4 variable are nominal, 66.67% is nominal data, and 33.3% is scale data. So that just give us an overview. That's not very important. Yeah. So here we have the data view. In the data view, you can see the data and the variables, and those are our observations, right? And in the variable view, now let's see how this look like. So all of them that you see here are not very important, but some of them are really important. I'll be discussing about them. So here the type of the variable is important, because sometimes it might happen, say for some variable the type should be numeric but you are seeing string, and for some variable the type should be string and you are seeing numerical. So you have to deal with that. So here for the student ID, we can see for the student ID our value is numerical, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 till 20. So for the numerical value, the type would be numerical. And for gender, you can see this is the name of something, right? This is the name of something. That means it is a qualitative variable, or it could be also a categorical variable. So for this one, and for the name of something, the variable type would be string, right? So there are, like here you can see, like there are different options. Like here for the, this is the name of something, gender was the name of something, right? Male and female. So in that case the variable type is numerical, and usually like the variable type is either use numerical or the string. We'll mostly work with these two, right? So now the weight, the decimal, okay, those are not very important for you. But another thing which is important here is the measure type. So here we have earlier discussed about the nominal data, ordinal data, right, or scale data, and so on. So we also have to see whether this is correct or not, right? So these two things are important: type and the measures. So here you can see, like for the student ID, that was the number. Therefore, even though like it is number, remember, even though this is number, student ID just the identification of something, right? So this is not actual number. So this is simply the identification of someone. So therefore, the type of that would be, the type we have to select is nominal. Automatically it has selected nominal, so therefore it is correct. And then for gender, gender is also the name of something, so it is also nominal. That's correct. Now the age is the numerical value. So for the numerical value we use a scale, so this is also correct. And for study hours, this is nominal. So study hour is a numerical value, right? Study hour, like how many hours somebody study, how many hours someone study. So this is numerical value, right? This is numerical value. Therefore the variable type here should be a scale. You have to select the correct one. Variable type should be a scale. And for score, it is also a scale. And for major, it is nominal. I think, yeah, all of them are correct, right? So let's save this. Let's save this data set. Practice, right? You have to also save it at SPSS, practice SPSS. Just save it, yeah. So now we can work with this data set. Now we have some idea about this data set. So here we have the gender. So gender is a categorical feature, right? Gender is a categorical variable. So for the gender, then what we can do, we can calculate the frequency. We can also draw the bar diagram, right? For the categorical features, we draw the bar diagram, and we can also calculate the frequency. So now let's see how we can do that. So to do that, we have to go to analyze, and then descriptive statistics, and then we're interested to calculate frequency distribution, right, for the gender. So go there. So now the variable we are interested in gender, select this one, then click on this arrow, it will go here. Now from the statistics, you can also select, like if you want to calculate mean, median. So since this is a categorical variable, for this it doesn't make sense, right, to calculate the mean and median. So let's see that. Now what you have to do, you have to just click OK. Now we can see here, you can see here we have the frequency table. So the frequency associated with male is 10, the frequency associated with female is also 10 here, right? And if you count like how many male, this is 10, and how many female here, this is also 10 for this data set. So you can see here, like we can easily calculate the frequency distribution, right? Let me show you again. You can save this result, by the way. You can save this result, and yeah, let me show you again. So here we have the gender. What you have to do to calculate the frequency distribution, you have to go to the analyze, and then descriptive statistics, then frequency, and then select. Okay, it was like that, right? So since we are interested to calculate the frequency of the gender, so you have to select gender, then put, yeah, click this arrow, it will take it here, and then just print OK. It will give you the frequency distribution. Now for the gender, you can also calculate histogram, you can also calculate bar diagram, right? Now let's see how we can do that. We can in fact together calculate the frequency table and the bar diagram. Let me show you that how we can do that. So you can save this result as well, by the way. You can save this result. So it will so if you save this result, here you can see, you can save and download this result. I'll not do that, but you can do that so that later you can use that, right? Okay, no. So then go to the analyze, and then descriptive statistics, then frequency, Then we have already selected gender, and the chart will give you the graph. So which graph we want the bar chart, right? Since this is a categorical variable. For the continuous variable we select histogram, for the categorical variable we select bar diagram, right? So now we can see it will give you the frequency table and also the histogram, and we know that like the number of female and number of male for this data set was equal, like 10 female and 10 male. So therefore you can see this bar diagram, right? The height of this would be 10 and the height of this will also be 10, right? So that give us the frequency table and the bar diagram. And I'll not save this result. And you can also, here we have the measure. So measure is another categorical variable. So for this as well, you can calculate the histogram and the bar diagram, right? So how will be doing that? We have to go to the analyze and then descriptive statistics, then frequency table. Then now we want to calculate the frequency and the bar diagram for measure. So select measure, click on that, it will go, then it will automatically give you the histogram, don't have to worry about that. And from the chart select bar chart, right? You can also select pie chart, I'll be showing you this later. So here, so now you can see we have the histogram. Here the number of student from business background or business major of 7, number of student from computer science major of 6, number of student from math major of 7, and this is the corresponding bar diagram, right? So you can also like use pie chart for that, right? For the categorical features. So let's see how we can draw the pie chart. So that's very similar. So here you have to go here, the same place, then in the chart section you have to just select pie chart, right? Instead of bar chart. So now it will look like that, right? So here, like here it also, this is the legend. So this color is for business, this color is for math, and this color is for computer science, right? And is that clear to all of you? I think so, right? So now let's go to some continuous variable. So let's work with the age. So this is the age of the student. So for this, what we can do, we can calculate probably different measure of central tendency like mean, mode, median, and measure of variation like variation or variance or standard deviation, right? And we can also draw histogram, right? So now let's see how we can do that. So you have to go to the analyze and then descriptive statistics. Then you can go to the descriptive statistics here. Then the variable we are interested is age. So from option, you can select like what are the things you want: standard deviation, mean, then minimum or maximum is, then variable list. Okay, so this is automatically selected, you don't have to worry about that. You can also select variance, right? And from the style, okay, you don't have to worry about this. So now you can see, so for the age variable, we have minimum ages here 18. So from all this value, the minimum age is 18, maximum age is 24. So maximum age from of the student is 24, and this is the mean age for this class, and this is the standard deviation of those values of the age, and this is the variance, right? And now let's see how we can draw a histogram for age, right? So this is very similar. Go here, then descriptive statistics, then frequency. Then we are interested to do that for age, right? Sorry, for age. So age is here. By the way, you can also select multiple variables. Let me show you that. Say age and study hours. You can also do that at the same time, then it will give you that, right? And what we want to do, sorry, we are interested to draw the histogram, right? So let's do that for the two variables. So here, if you select the histogram, that will give you automatically the frequency, but for the numerical values, the frequency doesn't, is not that important. So here you can see the histogram for the age. That means from the histogram, it is clear that most of the student has age between 20 to, like 20 to 21, I guess, right? 21, sorry, 22. And here the study hours is from 4 to 6, right? For most of the student. So this is the histogram. So you can select multiple variable or a single variable to draw the histogram, right? I don't want to save the result. And for a different variable as well, like you might be interested to see the, say, average score or the maximum score or the minimum score of the class, right? So let's see how we can do that. So in that case, this is very simple. You have to go to the analyze, you have to go to the descriptive statistics, and then descriptive here. Then for test score, you want to see what is the maximum score, what is the minimum score, and what is the mean score, right? Probably. Then from option, you have the standard deviation, variance, minimum score, maximum score, and mean. Thus we have selected. So it will give us this value, right? So the minimum score of the minimum test score is 55 and the maximum score is 100. Or probably one or some of the student has a score like 100, and the mean score is 79.15 with a standard deviation 13.515 and with variance 182.661, right? So now I think it is clear to all of you, like for a qualitative variable, how we can calculate the bar chart and frequency distribution, and for a numerical value, how for a numerical variable, how we can calculate different measure of central tendency and measure of variation, right? So I'll give you an assignment related to that. I'll be giving you a very similar data, and I'll ask you to calculate the mean, mode, and median, and also the histogram. That would be very similar to that. Thank you everyone.